Welcome back everybody to Modern Skyblock 3 Departed. Today we're going to be progressing through actually additions, but let's start off by collecting our first cooking table. We've done some very good things in between the past two episodes. Just a little bit of quest book grinding, not too much, anything that really wouldn't be putting you too far out. What I've been doing is unlocking more stuff as we've been going. Currently, look at this. We've got ourselves all of these pieces here unlocked. So we had these at the end of last episode. I've gone ahead and unlocked these three, which are actually fantastic. Now, if you guys are having trouble finding things, just remember to always go ahead and accept these quests. They just pretty much show you exactly what's in the list of things. But some cool stuff has been going on. Let me show you over here. So we have gone ahead and got ourselves the diamond spikes. A very grindy thing. Your best bet is, honestly, all I can figure out to get diamonds is just keep crushing stone blocks. It's hard, it's probably going to take you some time, but you know what? Eventually you'll get the diamonds you need, and it really wasn't that bad, to be honest. If I just had a better stone production facility, it would have saved me so much time. There's some suggestions. Besides that, I've been actually having a very good time, even though I've been grinding out quite a bit of stone, almost quite literally. What is it? Isn't this called a grinder? No, wand? Yeah, grinder. Quite literally grinding out a bunch of stone. But we've been hard at work, but having a good time with this pack. It's been really breezy. It's been a lot of fun, actually. So what we are doing is we're just progressing through here. I've got myself the uncolossal chest, I got the iron colossal chest, and I got these two chests as well. Also gated behind some diamonds, and there's a little tricky one because you need two chests. These can't be made into each other, so you got to pick when you get there which one you want. Do you want the obsidian or do you want the see-through one? And you have to do both. So really, well, you really just have to do that one, I guess. Oh wait, no. Yeah, you can. You can. I don't know why I did that. I wasted my time doing that one. Don't worry. Don't do that. So pretty much what we thought, these ones with the weird thing unlock future quests. And as you can see, some of these require both. For instance, the actual additions required better storage and basic farming and automation to have those two completed. So you can see better storage. We haven't completed everything. Maybe when we got a bit of time, we'll go and complete the book just for completion's sake. And better storage and automation, we actually needed to get to the very end there. The others weren't actually necessary, but that one we did need. So going through Mystikal Flowers now. This was where we were last episode and doing some beautiful botania. And look at this. Look at that. All the mana we get from just standing next to this is crazy. In fact, the diamond spikes have helped us start getting some of this experience. What is it? Hard experience, or what is it called? Solidified experience. So we can just go ahead and pop all this experience on us like this and put it straight into mana, which gives a pretty hefty amount of mana considering how little work you actually have to do for it. Look at that. Just all going in there. I mean, this is just a passive way of doing it. Not a very viable way to continuously get mana, but for us who are kind of breezing through Botania, it's not bad. And we've got a few things which are holding us back there. Mostly diamonds. So hopefully we can find ourselves a good way to get some diamonds, but that's fine. There's so many other things we can do in the pack. Maybe getting diamonds is a rush, you know, maybe diamonds are meant to be a thing that you slowly come through while you're progressing through this, having a bit of a good time with it. And of course, what we are waiting for is that terrace steel. You can see there, once we get that, we should be able to progress through these to really get these elven items to get that conjuration catalyst, which should be unlocking that some true magic there. But that's not a big problem. We'll continue on with a basic factory and actually additions, and in particular, actually additions. So let's get going on that. And by the way, this food stuff, very simple ways to finish. I can only assume that I finished both of these. Can't see any others. That perhaps this has to have something there to unlock the next thing. Not a big deal, but what the food is good for is getting yourself extra hearts. So I'm lucky. You see that? You see how my hearts just dropped down? As soon as I pop these on, I get 2 extra hearts. That was because I was extremely lucky with these samurai legs. But what you do is every 50 different types of edible items you eat, maybe we can find something that we haven't eaten yet. For instance, I mean, what can I eat in here? I don't know what there actually is. I guess I could really just make myself one of these into a glistening watermelon, and I'll show you, or a glistening melon. And I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. Get 8 of them. And I probably wouldn't imagine I've eaten 50 different types of food just yet, but hey, it's worth a try. So this one doesn't actually have it on it. Some items will... Oh, can you not... Okay, that's new to me. I never knew you couldn't eat glistening watermelons. That's actually... Glistering watermelons. That's new. Probably the same vanilla. I've never tried to eat one, so that is very strange. But pretty much just eating different food. You'll see there's a little thing. Actually, I don't think I've eaten one of these. See that? Not yet eaten. What does it taste like? Well, we're about to find out. Probably get poisoned. Yep. Okay, I don't know if I had 2 in my hand, but that's the way it works, and this is kind of painful. But now it should say it should not have that message there. So it means you've eaten each thing as you go. Actually, can these be eaten? No. Those? No. But that's the way it works. Once you've got 50 of them, you're good. So how about we get into some actually additions, which is actually one of my first times ever in this pack, well, with this mod. So we'll go ahead straight to some wooden casings. So wooden, oh man, there's a lot of wooden stuff. Casing. Why is this not showing up? Maybe we should just go into here again and check. Why does it keep coming up on that? Over there, wood casing. Well, there's your problem. So if we go there, just get rid of those. We should find the wood casing. And very simple way of doing it. Obviously, just some of those. In fact, just pop them back, pop them back. Take a full stack. And then we'll just go from here. Well, 2 full stacks, that does it as well. There we go. And we can just go ahead and shift click those ones in there. So our first wooden casing. Fairly simple way of getting through this. Claim. Sometimes it does this incomplete. Just check. Sometimes it just needs the claim thing, even though it doesn't do anything there. If the claim comes up, it'll work. You'll just have to click out and go back in and you should see it's completed. So now we've got some more things. A different type of coal. Go ahead and make some compost. Let's, was that just a compost heap or let's just type in compost. Yeah. Compost. Bam. Very simple. Okay, so as I say, I've never actually played around with this. It seems like these wooden casings are the basis of progression through this thing. So if we go around there, go into there, and we have a look at, wait, what am I doing? What is going on here? The compost, we need to put canola seeds into a composter. They will turn into biomass, which you can then smelt into biocoal. So we need to get biomass, and we need to smelt it into biocoal. So how do we get these canola seeds? I think we actually do have some. Canola. Is that not the... It's a canola. My bad. My bad. Okay, canola seeds. We can eat them. You can see there. You see how that says not yet eaten, which we get from canola. I'm pretty sure we actually have some of these. But how do we get that there? You can make simple... Okay, cool. Well, if I've got some seeds, they're going to be in this very inconspicuous chest over here. Right over there. Let's just eat one of them to make ourselves... Yeah, perfect. All right, so now that we... Oh, whoa. The nausea is actually kind of trippy. It's a very weird thing. Okay, how long does this last? 40 seconds? Are you crazy? Moral of the story? Do not eat canola seeds. We have learned this. So what we are using here, by the way, is a really neat little thing from Botania. It's called the Rod of the Lands, and what it allows you to do is basically make raw land. You can just summon yourself some dirt below you, and what it does cost you though, because nothing's for free, it does cost you a bit of mana. And the way you do that is through one of the progressions over here, which is to make yourself a band of mana, or a ring of mana, I think it is. Let's go in here. Band of mana. I was correct. So if you pop those into your bauble slots, even they should actually count, I think, just in your inventory as well. But you may as well take up this slot, because I mean, it's built for it. It's meant for it. So you can take over those slots and go get yourself a bunch of mana in it. Very simple way of doing it. In fact, it explains it actually in the book, but it's very simple. You just drop it into one of those mana pools, make sure the mana pool's flipped into getting items in, getting items recharged, and you can get it very easily. So a few things playing into each other right now, and it's definitely working well, this progression in this pack. You can tell that, for instance, the Botania stuff is connected here into some other stuff in some weird way. You could do it without it, but without this, we would be waiting forever to get this much dirt at least. There we go. And it's really not that expensive. Look at, okay, actually I can go T. You see this over here, right there. You can see all my good old achievements. But that over there is where our mana is sitting. So that's a fairly well-charged bunch of mana. And it really is used next to nothing. So how about we go here in the middle? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think I actually could go one more block that way. But that's fine. Oh, well. That didn't really help me. There we go. Yeah, we can go one more block this way. And this should actually be the only area that isn't yet lit up. So I'm just using F7 because it's a great sneaky little way to see things that are unlit. You see there? All those yellow blocks with the yellow crosses, can spawn monsters or mobs during the day. So you're better off just lighting these areas up. Just do it. You don't want to be caught with that. These areas lit up. So let's just do one of these. And we'll get ourselves a torch to pop on top of that. Yeah, if we have any. None in there. We'll have to go search for a torch. That's not a big deal. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start growing canola seeds. And I think what we also need to do is go ahead and get ourselves some of these things. So canola oil, obviously canola seeds are incredibly important. And we're also going to get started on these iron casings, which don't seem to be too hard. I had a look at them a bit earlier. So iron casing. right around there. Fairly simple stuff. This black quartz I've been getting from mob drops. You can see here we've got a bit in there, 45 of them in there right now. Not too bad, and I'm pretty sure we also get them from this sort of stuff, the sifting. There we go, look at that. Look how much black quartz is there. Oh, that's dirty dark gems, but these ones, all dirty black quartz. Very, very easy. Very, very easy to get, and we've actually got a ridiculous amount of lapis and all these. So when we eventually get to these things, by the way, a little sneak way if you don't know what these things are. If you put them in your hotbar, you can see that says Jasper. You can see what it is, what its actual name is, even though you can't see it when it says restricted item, which is kind of neat, a little tricky way of doing it. But while we get through this stuff, I'm just going to grind out a little bit so we can see what we can actually do with actually additions. After some time AFK, I came back to find this. A crazy, crazy sight. Animals everywhere. So, last episode we were having some trouble with a bit of cake. Turns out we don't have the problem anymore. We've got chickens around laying eggs. We've got a few stacked up, just the ones that were on the ground. But that's cool. So I guess animals are spawning in here. They're just taking a bit of time. I actually haven't seen this pig. This is a new pig. It's pretty dirty. Pretty derpy. That's cool. What we're doing now is we're going to go back to some actually additions, because this mod is actually so much fun. It's a very interesting mod. I've never myself played around with it, but honestly, it's a bunch of fun, and I think I can see some room for some thinking and some puzzles, I guess, coming up for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and break that. Okay, cool. I was hoping that it wasn't going to place down a block. I wonder if it actually saves what's inside the block. And what I'll do is I'm going to go through a few things now, and we're gonna catch up, see what's going on, so the both of us know where we're at. Because automatic placer, of course. I'm just going to double up on those. Doesn't matter. That's not a big deal. Because what we're about to do is we're about to make a neat little way of automating what we want to do here. And that goes by the way of making this auto farmer that we made right around here. Where is it? Where is it? Auto farmer. Do not have it on me. I swear I had it here just a second ago. Of course, it wouldn't be right where I left it, right? There you go. We've got it this time. Now, inventory is probably full of junk. That's fine. We'll sort this out. So if you want to look at what my quest book looks like, have a look at this. Not that. That. Not that. That. We've completed quite a bit of this stuff, but do not fear. This is all very simple things. You can pretty much just look in JEI, and there's a little bit of a struggle you might have if you're doing this yourself, which don't worry, don't fear. I will be showing you. So the way the farmer works is you'll see that it's got this little opening, well, big opening over here. This is where it'll look. So it looks 9 blocks by, 9 blocks in front of it, and then 4 out either way, and then it includes the middle as well. So 9 blocks by 9 blocks, pretty much. Just think of it that way. It keeps its charge, which is pretty neat. And I'm not too sure whether it'll output the items underneath or how it works, but we're going to try to get these items out with a little bit of hopper magic. So the way this works is it automatically will place things, and because we've already got a bit of power in it, it should automatically start placing these, but do not fear. Again, we will show you exactly how to do it. So let's go get some of these guys in here, and I'll just plant these as per usual. We'll just check how this thing's working. So there, and there. Now you should see, look at that. Things just getting placed everywhere. Now a neat little trick, by the way, we're getting Endermen teleporting around here, is going up to this part and claiming your chunks just by simply left clicking on them. Claims them, and that makes life so much easier because Endermen don't steal your stuff. So yeah, I was going to say that should start happening, and we can just do the normal running around method or the twerking method to get these things to grow. So you'll see some things are growing, and what's going to happen, there we go. You can see the canola gets stacked up over here. And then we go on to some of the things that we were learning a bit earlier. We've got the coal generator, which is an easy way for us to go ahead and power this thing. We could put just plain simple coal in here, and that will power it, which will send a bit of signal to here. You can see that going up. Just because they're touching each other. That's the way that works there. But with this canola, what we can do is we can turn it into the next... Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Never mind. I'm going crazy with this. Let's just quickly have a look at this. It was biofuel. How was biofuel? I've already moved on from it. Biomass. That's right. Compost. That's right. Well, we don't need it right now. But basically, this little compost thing, you just have to put seeds in it, and it eventually becomes biomass, which we've got a bunch of over here. Now, with this biomass, we can then smelt it to make us some biofuel, I think it is. And what that will allow us to do is that will allow us to power this a bit better than what coal does. If you have a look at coal, you can see well, it's still currently burning, but it's only given us, actually a fair bit. It's given us a fair bit, to be completely honest. But this will definitely be a lot better for us. So we'll see that there, the bio coal, that's right. that'll just be powering that for now. And we're going to try and automate our ore production today, by the way. It's going to be a pretty big deal. And in fact, I don't know why I've done this over here, because I, in fact, did not want it to be on this side. I wanted it to be over on this side over here, specifically when I built this area. Do I have it? No. There we go. And gonna have to break that one. I'm sorry, block. In fact, that's... dang it. I would put the block that breaks blocks down in front of it, right? So we'll do that there. We'll try it again. And auto farmer. There it is. Right around here. So this should now, when we put these in, carry on. It's got all this power still. And we'll do the same sort of thing. But don't worry. What we'll do now, in fact, I don't want that to be below, because we're going to try using a hopper. And of course, that F7 thing to show me the spots is still on. We're going to go grab ourselves a hopper. We can actually take this one. We're not using this for anything. Might drop a few items. Whoa, that was a close one. So what we'll do is we'll grab that hopper and we'll see if it pulls out this stuff, which is the canola. Because that's what we're going to need to go ahead and do all the oils that we need these for. So what happens here, it actually walks you through it pretty well in the book. And if we go around to, yeah, I thought it wasn't letting me click it. If we go around to here, we need to make refined canola oil, refined canola oil, crystallized canola oil, all different levels of canola oil. And the way that we do that is we use ourselves some of these. So we have the canola press, which can go around, I guess we'll put it right over here to make this all in a nice line over here. I've kind of given it a little bit of thought, but not enough. And there we go. That's now taking that and putting it straight into the canola press. Now you could of course use any, I think that actually saved what we had before, but you could have any hopper, of course, just to put those in. Then, because these blocks work so well next to each other, you can go ahead and put yourself down the next stage, which is a fermenting barrel, which already, as before, it's taken from there, put it in there, and now it's making refined canola oil. Then after that, there's a few other cool blocks. You've got yourself a fluid placer right there. Now, to be extra smart about this, because as you can tell, I wasn't too smart about it a bit earlier, we're going to put some blocks down that'll allow us to keep this in. So maybe, in fact, you know what I'll do? I'll just go grab some slabs. Let's do some slabs. There we go. Just like that. The trapdoors looked cool, but they really were a bit annoying because you kept clicking on them whenever you need to do manual stuff. But if we go around here, and by the way, we're not going to be using biofuel, biocoal for this thing all the time. We're just using it for some time to power that thing. But we'll work out a better way of powering this. So if we go around here, we'll place one of these here. Oh, well, there and there. Well, that. It's crazy mouse. Trust me, it's not me. I'm not the one with these crazy movements. Every now and then, my mouse kind of just, when I do that, it goes boom, all the way to that side. But yeah, that's just what happens. So let's go fluid placer. We'll do the fluid collector first. How about that? That's probably a smarter way of doing it. So if we go fluid collector in there, that's going to collect anything around here. And you can see it's got this redstone mode deactivation. Now, what that really means is it doesn't mean it's deactivated from picking stuff up. It just means it's not going to be picking up things when it gets given a redstone signal, pretty much. Then we'll go around here and get the fluid placer and do that. See there? Easy. Fluid placer places block. Fluid collector is already full, but that collects a block. And the way this works now is what we want to do is we want to go up the levels of all these buckets. So if you have a look, we've got our canola, we've got our we've got our refined canola, our crystallized oil, and then we've got the empowered oil, which is actually one of those crowning jewels of this thing. So we need the empowered oil, and we also need the teleporting wand or whatever it is, the teleporting around we pretty much need. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and try and automate this process to make empowered oil. Because, I mean, why the heck not? We may as well do that. And also, I've just realized we need to get rid of this stuff because this is sitting in my inventory. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try and work out a way of getting these empowered crystals, empowered canola seeds to get in there. So I'll show you how this other thing works, which is probably the thing. If ever you guys get stuck, this is probably what you do, because it's kind of hard from seeing in JEI how this thing works. So basically, you're going to have to make yourself some of these palace crystals for things. You're going to have to make yourself the redstone equivalents, which I don't even remember their names, but you might have to do that. And I'll show you exactly how it works. So using this redstone torch, you can see here, it says pulse, and it also says deactivation. So when I do deactivation, you should see this will now start randomly, well, not randomly, at set intervals, just starts shooting down this laser beam. I'm not too sure. I don't think it actually uses any power. It might. Yeah, it might use power, not doing anything. So I'm just leaving it in pulse for now. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and drop something under here. it doesn't have to be an oak thing like that. It can be whatever, as long as it's on this block. Now, as soon as we press this, with power, of course, because we've got ourselves an oil generator, which is using that. And it's actually using that oil that we are about to make. So you can see, that's how you make those things. Now, to make the seeds, of course, we just go grab that. We can even, in fact, let's just grab a stack. Oh, well, 40. That'll do. Drop them all on there. We've got enough power on that. So you see, it takes up quite a chunk of power. Bam, 40 of these crystallized canola seeds. So the way that this works now is we go around to this side and we just have to drop one of these canola seeds in here. Be careful you don't drop the whole stack. It'll eat up the whole stack. There we go. And it detects that it's changed, sucks it into that, and a new block's placed. Bam, down there. And I'm actually interested to find out what happens when let me just place this and get rid of that. I'll drop that in there. It obviously doesn't have space, but if I get rid of this, it does. That is awesome. Okay, so it's smart enough to only pick up the red, the crystallized oil. That is perfect. So what we need to do is we just need to find a way of automating this thing dropping into here. So we just have to drop one in, pick it out. I think what might be the easiest way, honestly, would just be a timer, which is why I brought this timer here. And what we can do is we don't even have to use a precision dropper. We can just use a normal dropper and have this tick off every second, drop something in here, well, being one of these, drop it in here. If it works, it gets put in. If not, it gets picked up by a hopper and goes around again. And I think we might not even have to put a redstone signal in. I think it could activate that easily. That was actually incredibly simple to automate this. So if you guys want to replicate this in your own, or if you're just interested in how I've done it, I've got this atomic, I was trying to put auto in front of everything because everything's, even none of these now say auto, but there's all these auto things like auto placer, automatic precision dropper. But what we want to do is we wanted to put this facing down and putting it onto pulse. So that requires a bit of redstone. So if you, oh, I don't have it on me anymore. The redstone torch, you can just click on it, make it to pulse. And of course, what we know is that this one will always place the liquid. This will always will pick it up if it's red. And the other thing is this over here, this oil generator gets given this stuff when it needs it. You can see that's completely full. That's finished off on a weird number, 1250. So pretty much it'll just keep this oil generator running. So as long as there is oil coming in, this thing will keep running on the red oil. Now, the cool thing about this is that this block gives off a signal. So provided this stays only one bucket, if it's too full, it won't work. So it has to be on one bucket. It'll send off a very weak signal, which will stop this torch and not power that. But as soon as this over here becomes, as soon as this over here becomes less than a bucket, look at this. As soon as we take this bucket out, you see that? All done. So we've got just plain canola seeds. We don't even have to, we've kind of got this doing two things at once. We've got the canola seeds getting turned into the energized canola seeds, crystallized canola seeds, sorry, over here by this atomic reconstructor in the oil, which is a pretty neat, compact way of doing it, I think. I'm sure there's probably a better way of doing this, maybe with redstone, but this, as far as vanilla redstone goes, that's pretty small. That's probably as small as it'll go vanilla-wise. So that's pretty much the way this will work. So every time it needs a little bit more, it'll do that. It seems like we're going to have a lot of oil, so we may not have an issue. In fact, what we might have the issue with is what's coming on now, because we need to make ourselves another one of these atomic reconstructors. And I'll be completely honest with you, I have forgotten what they are, or how to make them. So let's go atomic, like that, and we go reconstructor, because this is how we are going to be making our own, well, reproducible ore farm. That's it, ore farm. So we can generate as many ores, and we don't have to use this method. At least we'll see which is more effective. Using this method of generating ores this way, those are some are generated the other way a bit earlier, or generating them well, that's Sky Resources, or the additions way. So let's grab some of those, not two, some of those, and we've got those, perfect. All right, we can actually do it over here. If we need stuff, we may as well grab it up for us right now, so we take them. Perfect. I think I had more redstone. I've just made some more in any case. We'll just take it for spares. There we go. And we'll go around here now. So the way we're going to do this... Oh, there's a spider. Please be friends. No, we're not friends. I didn't want to do that to that spider. I thought I would give it a chance. But turns out, yeah, it wasn't looking for a chance. So if we go around here, I guess I could put it this way. I could push this thing over here, but... What I actually want to do is I want to put this coming off this direction. So this should just shoot off into the distance. Go for it. Do your thing. There we go. You see that? Because it's facing out in that direction, which is fine. It just needs the lens to hit the block that we need it. And we'll also do one of these to put it onto a redstone mode, which I don't know if it's actually necessary for what we're about to do, but may as well. So what we've got here is we've managed to get ourselves the mining lens. I think it's all miner's lens. I've put it into this. Lens of the miner. That's the one. So we've got the lens of the miner. We need to get some of this smooth stone, which actually, if I remember back from my Botania days, where I used to play a bunch of Botania on my channel, we found a pretty good way of making stone. So we could maybe make a stone placer. We can see how that works. So make it a thing that actually places stone for us. Or we can have a look at another way. So let's just put this on here. And this is, okay, yeah, see, this is where we're gonna use all this stuff. Actually, this will be interesting to see. Let's wait for it. Let's watch and see. This is, it's gonna take a while to burn out. Although it's gonna take down to 950. Yeah, we'll wait a little bit. I want to see if this thing actually refills. So we know it's at 950 now. If it goes above that, it means it works. So at some stage, it's going to drop that signal one down. But let's do this. Push that button. That's too far. We actually need it over here. That's my bad. That's totally my bad. So we push that button. Oh, no. Actually, it might work. Let me just try this. If I do that there, put that there. It works. Okay, never mind. We don't need that gap in between. So we can do this. We can have these here, and we just need a method of generating stone, which is actually pretty simple. As I say, going back to what my story was about my Botania days, is as having, there we go, having a method of generating smooth stone. And to be honest, in hindsight, I really shouldn't have done this out of wood. But smooth stone is pretty simple. We've actually done it over here. The only issue with smooth stone is actually a vanilla issue. And I had a few mechanisms that I came over with it for basically clearing out this part over here with a piston, because what happens is, in fact, this is working quite well. Occasionally it does mess up still, is the water comes out this way and touches the lava, of course, and that creates the block, because lava falling on water makes it makes this block over here become smooth stone, not cobblestone. If it's the other way around, water touching flowing lava, it ends up becoming cobblestone. So that's the way it works here. And what we are doing is, well, what happens is the water comes down, but it updates sometimes before the lava. So what happens? The lava doesn't generate, and then it doesn't create anything. It just keeps falling down, and nothing special happens. So the way we have to do this is we have to clear it out every now and then. And the way I do that is just by using a piston on a little bit of a timer, which isn't a big deal. I used to use hovering hourglasses actually for that. That used to be my method of fixing that up, but that's fine. We can automate this actually pretty easy. As you can see, automation is actually not a very difficult thing. It's a spooky thing, but it's not a difficult thing. Let's check what else we get. I don't actually know what ores are actually possible for this, and I'm not too sure whether we can upgrade things to make things better. So I'm sure there's someone out there with actually additions knowledge. I'm still an actually additions noob, so how's that going? Perfect. However, that's not too good, because this, yeah, there's your problem. I see what it is. We can do this over here, this furnace, because we don't have a method currently of moving this furnace or the generator anywhere, so it's just not generating any more oil, but that's all right. It should generate some oil now. Let's actually watch this. This will be a cool little thing to do. You can see the tank filling up. It should all of a sudden pop out over this way. How much is that? 920. Give it a second. It'll pop out there, and then we'll get some more, and that is running pretty well still. There we go. So yeah, that works. Fantastic. And then what we can do is we can also use this over here, which is an auto breaker. And I'm not too sure whether it'll output to a chest for us. So let's do that there. We'll put that, I mean, I could put it facing upwards just for, yeah, we'll have to make this redstone activated. So if we could do this system here, this and the auto placer, which could just, in fact, let's be really simple with this. How about we be super simple with this? We go put the auto placer down here. We go ahead and, like, that's fine as well. We fill it up with all these. We can just have a big thing filling this all up. And what will happen is that'll automatically place it. We'll keep that on the activated mode. And then we can place one of these down. And I think I could probably do this with that, and that. In fact, that doesn't need one there. And we can put this onto a delay of, let's do 100 for now. In fact, 100 will be a great delay. So we do that there, and you'll see, there we go. Did it get anything? Okay, so it's just breaking that block, is it? Yeah, what's happening is, I'll tell you what's happening, is in fact, if I do that, yeah, that tests my theory. That proves my theory. So what's happening is it's actually breaking the block before this updates, before this updates. So that's not a big deal. We can just do this. I'll show you. This is actually some pretty simple stuff that we have to do here. We just have to break that and make sure that this over here is the first thing to get powered. So if we put in one block, something like this. In fact, I think these can just fly. Perfect. All right, so something like that. And then a little bit of a delay we could do there. And then do that one there, which should be pretty easy. So I'll do... Maybe I can just do it around this way. Like that, that, and that. We'll take this around here like that there. I think I had a repeater on me. Perfect. And like this. So that should create the delay that we need. Let's check what happens. Go again. Yes, that at the last second it worked. You can see there. Look at it. Go again. Perfect. All right, so that's a pretty simple system actually when it comes down to it. All it is, in fact, I can get rid of that, get rid of that. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Everything from start to finish. Our only input will be seeds into here, and then stone into this over here, which is easy because we can just put a big chest with a hopper on it, like this. There we go. And then, of course, this one, we can also just put a chest going out this way to collect the things, which is actually pretty cool. I want to see how this thing actually performs. I'm saying actually so much. I think the actually additions actually got me saying actually a little bit more than I actually do. But it's true. And, oh, I hope that's not occasionally... you know what, yeah, you can see it's sometimes changing into cobblestone. If we do another second delay, or another tick delay, doesn't help. We're going for. It's really not that big of a deal. Ah, I know what it is. It's because we don't have enough of this. Yeah. So we just have to make this delay over here. Let's go, because it's going to take some time, we'll go 500 ticks. And we'll see how that goes. I might leave this for a little bit and see how this works. So 500 ticks is a fairly long time. That's purely because we weren't going fast. We were going way too fast for this machine to keep up powering wise. But 500 ticks is a fairly long time. I think that'll be enough for this to heal up and do its thing again. It seems to be doing pretty well for itself, actually. There's a little bit of a problem over here with maybe every now and then the redstone doesn't actually work here, so you just have to manually start it up. But that can be easily solved with a little timer, like kind of getting that timer in on here just to refresh that every now and then. But you can see we had 4 cobblestone, and what I've done is I've gone ahead and set that up to 1,000. Because, of course, 1,000 ticks, if we can see... Oh, I didn't take that off, did I? No. Perfect. And you can see here, this over here, this auto generator is generating 100 CF per tick. So for every tick, this is going up by 100. So if we want 100,000 on this one, you can see down the bottom left or in the middle, top middle of my screen. If we want this to use 100 each time, and it sometimes can use 100, it depends on what ore it makes, we want to go for as long as we can. So I want to let that go up a bit and then bump it down again. And I think 100 seems to be all right. I can maybe drop it down, see how we go. But you know what? Honestly, efficiency is not yet the big thing for us. We're trying to more have the idea of it working. There we go. And in fact, I don't even think that one's necessary. That should be enough to power that there. Save myself a piece of redstone. So for today, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. This is something very different, but very fun. I actually enjoyed this quite a bit. It's a very simple design, in fact, as well. So, actually, I'm going to finish off the episode right about now. Thank you guys for joining me over here, and as I say, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I'll see you in the next one.